All right, so this is where we left off yesterday. And I wanted to talk again before we continued forth the answer for our division problem, F equals 5/3. I want to reiterate that this is what I want to see for your answer. This is what I want to see. Okay? If you're solving an algebraic problem, and it's just an equation that you're solving for x or y or f or g or h or whatever, you get an improper fraction, leave it as an improper fraction. Reduce, always reduce your fractions, but leave it improper. Yes, 5/3 is 1 2/3. I don't like 1 2/3 when you're doing algebra. It makes life really hard to have mixed numbers. You never want to see mixed numbers whenever you're doing algebra. The only time mixed numbers work in this class is if it's a word problem. And it makes more sense to have your answer as a mixed number. Okay? And I don't want decimals. Yes, this is also equal to 1.3. And I don't care about the bar across the top. Okay? I know that's 1.6, my bad. Okay? I don't care about the bars across the top or anything like that. But I don't want to see the decimals unless we're using decimals to begin with. Standard rules. Decimal answers only happen when you have decimal problems. If your original equation has decimals, then your answer can have decimals. If it's a word problem with decimals, your answers can have decimals, or if decimals make sense for the answer of your word problem. Okay? If you have whole numbers or fractions in your problem to begin with, your answers are in whole numbers or fractions. That's pretty much standard operating procedure in algebra. If this was a test question and you told me it was 1 2/3, would I mark you wrong? Probably not. Okay, probably not. But I also want you to understand what my expectations are. Okay, am I going to mark you wrong if you have 1.6? Probably not, but I'm going to wonder, why do you get a decimal when we're not using calculators? Yeah, okay, that's an easy one to do in your head. I can handle that. But I see kids give me decimal answers when there's no way they got that decimal answer without using a calculator, because I can't. I've also seen students do long division to make a decimal answer. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? I mean, I don't have a problem with long division. I can do it. But why would you do that when you already have this answer here and you get to here and you stop? And the other thing is, I've seen students have this and go to make it a mixed number or go to make it a decimal and give me the wrong answer. And if you start with the right answer, but you give me the wrong answer, let's say you made it 1.3 instead of 1.6, you would get it wrong. Because your final answer was wrong, even though prior to that you had the correct answer, but you converted it to a decimal and you screwed up, you gave me the wrong answer. I will mark it wrong. So another reason not to try to convert it to a mixed number or decimal is you might screw up and lose a point. And nobody wants to screw up and lose a point. Right? You know, these are test-taking tips. Okay? So let's go on to from where we were. Extend the page, move this up. So d over 2 is d divided by 2. What do I do to solve this? I multiply both sides by 2. Multiply by 2. These cancel. D equals 12. Okay. G minus 6 equals negative 2.
Add 6.
So I add 6. So I add 6. These cancel. I get G equals 4. Win? Good?
Yep.
Okay. Your turn. Again. Same thing. Do these 4 problems. Once again, I want the explanation as well. I want you to write it out. I do have my reasons. Okay? Solve the problem. Write out what you're doing. Let's do these. What is my step for solving this? Divide by Negative 5. Divide by negative 5. Those cancel. I get x equals 5. What do I do to solve this one?
You add 5.
I add 5 to both sides. Add 5. W equals 3. There you go. I can't do that in my head. What do I do here? Subtract 11. And I get R equals negative 14. Sometimes I even have to stop and think. I haven't had enough coffee yet today. What do I do to solve this one? Multiply both sides by 5. Times 5 times 5. Those cancel. T equals 25. Questions? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. I hope this is going good for you, but I said I want to warm up. I want to get things going. I want to get us going down the right path before we get into heavier things as we go along. So, your turn. Last time, at least today. No. Okay, let's finish this up. Okay, so first one, m plus 3 equals 11. What do I do? Subtract 3. And I get m equals 8. And then what do I do here? Divide by 8. And I get C equals 6. And then on this one, what do I do here? Add 25. I get Z equals 75. And on this one, what do I do here? I multiply by 3. By 3, and I get B equals 309. Oh, interesting. Do you get it? No, really. Do you get the answer? Do you get it? No, not saying did you get the answers right. Do you get the joke?
86, 75, 309.
What? That's a real good joke.
3 divided by 8 and what?
He gets it. He gets it.
What?
Oh wait. 8, 6, 7, 5, 309.
Oh,
Hey, that's pretty good song.
Okay.
Oh wait, hey, that's pretty good.